Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Hope you're doing great on this Thursday, April 23rd. Good to see everybody. Yeah, hope you're doing well, man. Matty Ice said, today is the day we welcome our beautiful savior, Fernando Mendoza. Let's go. All right, NFL draft is tonight. Going to be fantastic. I think we know who the number one pick's going to be, but the draft starts at 2. It's going to be great, man. We're going to cover that. Matty Ice, by the way, Netflix just dropped a new doc on the Hulkster, and it's phenomenal. You got to see some real vulnerability out of Terry Bollea. All right, I got to check that out, man. I've been seeing that the promotion for it on Netflix for sure. I got to see it. Freddie Bear, good morning, DTL fam. Good morning, Big Dog. Good to see you, Robert. Bibbo, good morning, DTL. Great to see you, man. Jeff, good morning. Ice Bear, Bibbo. Jeff, good morning. Good morning to everybody, man. Hope you are doing great. Now, let's jump into the show. Keep saying hello in the chat. It's good to see everybody. We just got a lot to cover. So, what do we have yesterday? A's Mariners over 7.5. Look, we were there. All right. We were talking about hits. It's baseball, simplicity at its best, right? Runs came through. Now, I'm not saying the bet was easy. I'm just saying these two teams are hitting the ball. Hitting is contagious. Let's go. We got that one. Lugitz Dort over 1.5 threes, minus 125. All right, so him and Chet Holmgren. All right, we need to circle those two names as we go along with OKC, right? Because Dort and Holmgren are going to pay bills for us as we go. Virginia money line, Oregon State money line. So Virginia got the dub. Oregon State did not. We lose that one. And the Pistons, they won. And the Dodgers lost 3-0 to the Giants. So we go 2-2, or two out of 2 yesterday. Big Brad, was it the push? No, he hit it. Sorry, I got the wrong grade on there. My bad. Brad got that one. I had it down as a push. Brad got it as a win. So Brad, obviously, great job there. Home runs, Mike Trout plus 300. Excuse me, as well as Pete Alonso plus 325. So there we go. Solid day yesterday. We'll take it. Try to do it again today. So what do we have on the board? All right, the Pistons beat the Magic 98-83. This game was all over the place last night. What did you think? Yeah, it was close. And then you looked up the third quarter, and the Pistons were up by 25, and you're like, all right, this thing's done. All right, so the Pistons, they get the dub there. The Thunder, 120-107 win. So the Thunder get the win. They don't cover, though. What was it, 17.5? They win by 13. So we didn't have that as the bet. But, again, Thunder take it there. They lead the series 2-0. The Magic and the Pistons, that series is tied 1-1. All right, so what do we have for today? No headlines here. Jumping into the draft. Hey, if you want to be a part of the crew, scan that QR code right there. $5 a month. We'll make you the 5 back. Don't worry about that. But you keep detail running. And all crew members, thank you so much for your support. Seriously. Every time you renew your subscription here, hey, you keep the lights on. Thank you so much for doing that. And check us out on the Believe Network. If you want audio podcasts, we are there. You can see guys like David Pollock on there, Conan and Disco Inferno running around. You got Simsy and the boys. All right, come check us out there on Believe, BLEAV.com. Lots of good stuff there and more coming. Support them. They support us. All right. So let's jump into it here. We have a ton to get to for today. Bunch of picks. Yeah, let's go. All right. We have decisions to make today. What do we do? Okay. Major League Baseball. Phillies and the Cubs. I'm going to take both teams to score 3+ runs at minus 125. All right. We've got great weather here, great hitting conditions. The total is at 9. All right. I'm not that I dislike that. However, I do not want to get in the habit of requiring 10 runs in Major League Baseball games. It's just it's dumb. It's not smart betting. But we have all the conditions there. So I'm going to maneuver this. I'm going to take the Phillies and the Cubs, and I'm going to put this at both teams to score 3+ runs at minus 125. All right, I got it at DraftKings. Yeah, so look, I want to take the total out, and I want to take the money line out. I don't want to pick a winner in this either because I do think we're going to get some runs. But there's just no way I'm going to require you to require 10. Major League, it's just not smart betting. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move it to both teams to score 3+ runs there, minus 125. All right, college baseball. Okay, we have a few series. We only have like 4 games that we can look at here. But we've got a couple big ones. Alabama at Tennessee. Game one of the series here. Alabama coming in not well. Tennessee coming in all over the place, as they have been all year long. That said, if there were ever a must-win game for Tennessee, it's tonight. Ever. They have got to win this series, and it is very difficult to do that when you lose game one. So I'm going to take Tennessee here, and I'm going to pair it with Arkansas. Now, here's the deal. You can take it, and again, not that Tennessee has been Mr. Consistent out here, but if you want to take Arkansas out of it, you could bet Tennessee minus 135 by itself. It's a little pricey, right? You're going to return 65 cents on the dollar, but still, you could do it. I'm going to pair it with Arkansas on the road, against Missouri. Plus 120. I'm going to parlay these two together. I'm going to take a shot at it. Again, we only have a couple games. We'll go through all of these. Don't worry. But, yeah. I'm feeling it. All right. Now, the NBA. We have 3 games tonight. Okay? I'm going to go the player prop route. Transition point series, right? Game 3s. Play 2 at home. Next one. Or next 3 on the road. Or 2-2-1-1-1. Adam made it. Adam, good to see you, big dog. How we doing, bro? Celtic, 80 in Chicago today. Might be cooler at Wrigley, but wind should not be blowing. Nope, it's blowing out. It's a great day. It's a great day. Yep. All right, so Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets, sorry. I'm going to roll Jokic here over 1.5 threes. Minus 125 again. These two are a little pricey. But, I mean, Nuggets lose game 2. We're at game 3. We're on the road. Minnesota. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to take that at minus 125. Then, James Harden over 2.5 threes. He averages 3.1 a game. We bet Harden threes a few times, and it's been solid. People forget about him. And you know that Harden does not have a problem shooting threes. And I think they might need him tonight, right? Now, I'm not saying that, the Cavs are concerned about getting ran out of the gym. They're up 2-0 in the series, but still. I think Harden over 2.5 threes, minus 135. Again, it's an expensive price, 65 cents on the dollar return, but I'm going to take a shot here. So, all right, Phillies, Cubs, both teams scored 3+ runs, minus 125. Tennessee money line, Arkansas money line, both of those college baseball plus 120. Nikola Jokic over 1.5 threes, minus 125. And James Harden over 2.5 threes, minus 135. All right, so let's jump into it here. Let me get the banner up on the screen. So we have that. Let's go. All right, so let's start this because we had Major League Baseball. We've got NBA playoffs. We have all of it, right? So what I want to start, though, where I really want to start is with my man, Justin. What's up, crew? AB, missed y'all. Glad to make it to a morning show. Dude, it's so good to see you, brother. Hope you are doing great, man. Hey, Black Sheep, hell of a night last night, boys. Yes, sir, it was. Hey, you were on your A game. A game. Appreciate that. I say thank you on behalf of everybody. Yeah, keep bringing that. Yeah, dude, you were awesome. You were on it yesterday, man. It was a great night. All right, so now what we have to figure out, okay, we're going to start the show with this. What we have to figure out is the draft. What do we do with the draft tonight, okay? So remember, let me pull the banner down for just 1 second. So remember this. Tonight is the first round. We don't have to figure out the whole draft tonight. We just got to look at the first round. And where I think that this thing, the money to be made, all right, is picks 2, 3, and 4. We all know what number 1 is going to be, Fernando Mendoza. All right. 2, 3, and 4, what do we do? All right, so I'm going to set the table of the draft, what we have tonight, and then talk about it in the chat. We're going to go through Major League Baseball, NBA, college baseball, all of that, and we'll come back to the NFL draft. So I want to set it up, get the conversation going, and then we'll figure it out because, again, we'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern. We can clean a lot of this up in the afternoon. That said, though, where do we think 2, 3, and 4 are going? David Bailey for the number 2 overall pick. David Bailey minus 135. Arvale Reese plus 105. It's probably going to be those two right there, right? It more than, unless we have a trade, which is possible. Where are you going? Right? Number 2 overall pick. Okay. Now let's think about the same thing. And again, apology, David Banner. I would, hey, number 1 overall pick, right? Well, we can't bump Mendoza, but dude, we got some love for David Banner. Yeah, Mississippi legend right there. Let's go. Okay, so number 3 overall pick, same conversation, except Jeremiah Love has now entered said text chain. Number 3 overall pick, Arvale Reese plus 165, Jeremiah Love running back plus 180, David Bailey plus 250. So the books are telling you right there, David Bailey, that number 2 overall pick, looking pretty good. Now, number 3 is where the conversation starts with Jeremiah Love, unless a trade happens at 2, but still. Do the Cardinals want him? Are the Titans dead set on Love at number 4? Are we trying to, are we trying to pull a move to see if the Titans will trade up because they want Jeremiah Love? Like, I think that's where we're at. So that's the number 3 overall pick. Number 4, Jeremiah Love plus 130. Excuse me. So if everything plays out normally, Jeremiah Love 4 to the Titans, I mean, that it screams it. Screams it. So, okay. So again, I think the conversation starts because the draft is tough to bet anyway, right? It's not the most better friendly, at least in terms of setting it up hours before. It's kind of a live deal. So 2, 3, and 4, I think is really where we're going to find our money. So I ask you this, and this is the conversation starter, and we can go in a bunch of different directions. Feel free to take in the conversation in the chat wherever you want. But top 3, okay? Essentially our parlay for tonight, if you want to get down on a parlay style instead of, pick by pick by pick, etc. You could do this, and I found these at DraftKings, and I'm sure all sports books offer some version, right? All right, so this is picking the order exactly. Fernando Mendoza, number 1 overall. David Bailey, number 2 overall. Number 2 overall. Arvale Reese, 3 overall. In that order. Plus 170. Mendoza 1. Reese at 2. Bailey at 3. Plus 260. I don't know if Bailey's going at 3 if he doesn't go at 2. That's the question. Mendoza 1. Bailey 2. Jeremiah Love 3rd. Plus 300. So that is very live right there. Mendoza, Bailey, Love. Now, the first one is live. Mendoza, Bailey, Reese. I think that's your standard fare. And that plus 170 is not a bad shot at it. If you think it's going to be, no trades, just 1 through 4, standard operating procedure, I think this might be your way to go. So, again, we'll set that up. We'll jump into baseball. But I want to drop in the chat wherever you're going. If you have bets on the draft, please drop those in. We can all use your help because the draft is kind of it's just odd to bet. You know what I mean? It's a very fluid situation. Yeah, Justin. David Bailey, number 2 pick, minus 130. I feel you on that one. Yep. Have you ever seen a Chevy with the butterfly dome? It's a banger, dude. Taz, AB, appreciate you, the weather boss. Hit an insane 3-leg home run ticket. I round robin and bet singles as well. Michael Harris, Luis Campusano, and Ahmed Rosario. Much love, brother. Hey, Taz, much love to you, man. A great job on that. Nice work, big dog. That's awesome, man. Those home runs will pay. Great job there, buddy. Justin going, Caleb Downs to be picked over 9.5. There you go. Yeah. So the over-under bets, if anyone has any of those as well, please drop those in when we get the banner back up. All right. So let's jump into Major League Baseball. And again, keep the conversation going on the draft because I'm interested in what you have. There's just a lot of creativity that you can get down with it. All right, get that weather report. Let's go. All right, home runs. So our top 5 for today. Where are we going? We hit our 2 yesterday, although the guy I picked did not. That said, though, can we hit 2 again? Can we hit 3? All right, Shohei Ohtani plus 275, Bryce Harper plus 350, Brandon Lowe plus 350, Rafael Devers plus 500, and Ian Happ of the Cubs at plus 630. Okay, so what you need to know today in Major League Baseball is that we only have 9 games. Now, it's a lot of games, but you've got teams that are on buys, travel days, starting new series up tomorrow for the weekend, right? So limited schedule here, but the dudes that you have in these spots are all decent weather games. There's some bad spots for sure, but these guys are all good ones. All right, Shohei. The question with the Dodgers and Shohei is, are the bats going to come alive? Giants been shutting them down, and they got to deal with Logan Webb today. All right, so that's plus 275 on Shohei. Bryce Harper plus 350. Solid hitting day today. Brandon Lowe plus 350. Always solid. He didn't need the weather. You don't have any conditions there. Playing in Texas, but again, good hitting spot, man. Rafael Devers plus 500. This is interesting. Good weather, great weather. The Giants have been hitting, not a lot, but 3-4 runs. Then Ian Happ plus 630. JC asks, AB, how do you pick your top 5? That's a good question, man. So it's kind of an aggregate, right? So I go through the weather and I identify horrible weather spots, right? If we have any. And once I kind of identify those games, I not that I'm basing it only on weather, but if it's a bad spot, I look for better spots. You know what I mean? And then I put together, with what we use with RotoWire, what we use with Razzball, and just historicals based off of that. So I kind of put all of it together, to be honest with you. And a little bit of it is just me, my head, of just baseball tendency off of that as well. So I know that doesn't help, because there's no quantifiable metric for that. But yeah, man. Just a dude with some information trying to put together 5 home run hitters. You know what I mean? Some days it's good. Some days it's tough. Yeah, Hawk. Good look on that. Yeah. With Lowe? Yeah. Keep an eye there. Scotty, you going Nico Horner? I'm with you. I'm going Bryce Harper. I'm going Harper, man, plus 350. I know that I am leveraged in on the Cubs-Phillies game today, but it's a good spot. It's a good spot, man. Ice, you going Byron Buxton of the Twins plus 367? I love it. Justin going Ian Happ? Nice. Scotty, daytime Devers? Let's go. I like it. Okay, so these are the 5 that we have. We'll go through the games. I'm going to go with Bryce Harper plus 350. If you want to go Kyle Schwarber, I get it. I absolutely get it. All right, hot batter matchups here, RotoWire. Give them some love. Great information there. All right. Historicals here. Max Muncy, the Dodgers, off Logan Webb. 3 home runs historically at 257. That's 35 at bats. Shohei Ohtani, 2 home runs off Logan Webb. Logan Webb right out of the gate. But again, I asked the question, are the Dodgers bats going to come alive or not? Because the last 2 games, they've been dead. Bryce Harper off Edward Cabrera. He's got a home run, hitting 400 historically. Teoscar Hernandez, he has 1 off Webb. Logan Webb, 3 times listed here. Matt Chapman of the Giants off Tyler Glasnow. He has a home run. Then Trey Turner, Jake McCarthy, and Nick Castellanos. Pray for the world if Nick Castellanos hits a home run today. That usually means something bad has happened. All right. Yeah, man. So with these hitter matchups, the question is with the Dodgers, they're going to hit because the weather's great. Now you got to deal with Logan Webb, but still, these guys haven't had an issue with it, right? So we're going to find out, man. Today, Dodgers, big question there. All right, Razzball, last 7 days. If you're looking for player props, Looking for additions to your fantasy lineups? Lord knows I need it right now. Here you go. Murakami, the White Sox, 5 home runs his last 6 games. Michael Harris of the Braves, 4 home runs his last 6 games. Jose Ramirez, 3 home runs his last 7. James Wood, the Nationals, 4 home runs his last 7 games. Jordan Alvarez, 4 in his last 7. Max Muncy, who was listed at the very top. All right. If you don't want to go Shohei, maybe go Max Muncy today. 4 home runs his last 6 games. Nick Kurtz mashing, 3 at his last 7. Miguel Vargas of the White Sox, 4 at his last 6. Josh Jung of the Rangers, 3 of his last 6. And Colson Montgomery of the White Sox. Look at the White Sox mashing bombs lately. All right. So Razzball, give them some love there. They put together a bunch of great information. So we love Razzball. Give them some love. All right. Let's jump into it. So we have day baseball. Okay. This is a big sports day. There's a ton going on, and it starts early. 105 Eastern, 1205 Central. Braves the Nationals. Braves minus 136 on the money line. Total of 9.5. J.R. Ritchie on the mound for Atlanta. Cade Cavalli on the mound for Washington. Nationals Park, 6 miles an hour blowing in, 77 degrees, humidity 48%. So, look, I know the wind's blowing in. It's not bad. It's not crushing you by any means. Marshall, like the over again in Braves, Washington. Rookie pitcher Cavalli. I was just about to say the exact same thing, bro. I was just thinking the same thing. You've been getting runs. Now, the hard part is that you need over 9.5. So I ran into the same issue with the Phillies and the Cubs game. The exact same issue. I went with both teams to score 3+. Now, here's the hard part with that too, is that we've been burned on that bet. A team will win 8-2. And you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So that bet is not some savior that comes out and makes everything easy. But I'm with you. I'm running into the same issue with it. You know what I mean? Because 9.5 is such a big number, but why not? That's what we've been getting. Johnny Boy, Nats are 16-4 to the over. Exactly that, right? Maybe a Nationals team. Well, I don't know, because the Braves mashed me clearly. Yeah. So, Marshall, I'm right there with you, man. John, yeah, good look. Jeremiah Love, under 4.5 picks for the NFL draft. That's a great look. Yeah, that's a great parlay piece right there. I don't think he's going past 4. That's a smart look, man. Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. That's a smart look, bro. All right. So, yeah, Marshall, I'm with you, man, on the over there. Brewers and the Tigers. All right, Tigers minus 240 in the money line. Total of 7. Brandon Sproat on the mound for Milwaukee. Tariq Skubal on the mound for Detroit. All right, Comerica. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Look, this game with Tariq Skubal and with Sproat, I can't bet the over because Skubal could, at any moment, can go 9 innings, 1 run, shut down. I'd say he's going to do that every game, but my goodness, he could. Yeah, and Icy just said it right there. The Tigers bullpen blows it. That's why they want Skubal to go 9. I agree. But, yeah, man, I mean, this total 7 is attainable. That's an attainable number. All right, Phillies and the Cubs. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? What did you guys think of that Padres-Rockies game yesterday? All right, so Phillies minus 122 on the money line, total of 9. Christopher Sanchez on the mound for Philadelphia, Edward Cabrera on the mound for Chicago. All right, let me pull this full screen here. Hey, Big Wenzel, good to see you, buddy. Big Wenzel, my man. Hope you're doing great. All right, so 14 miles an hour blowing out to left center, 72 degrees, 51% humidity. You got it all, man. You've got it all. Ice, Phillies, Cubs, no runs, first inning, AB, embrace the danger. You know what? This also is very live. These two teams could score 13 runs, and it doesn't start until the 6th. Right? So that's where I am with this game. You can see the pick on the bottom, man. I have both teams to score 3+ runs because I agree with Ice. The Phillies bats take a minute. The Cubs get going pretty quickly, but yeah, I just don't want to ask you all to bet 10. That's such a high number. We only get 9 innings, and if the first one there's no runs, now we're down to 8. Hey, thanks for the math, AB. Yeah, I know. All right, so yeah. All right, Padres and the Rockies. All right, So this weather is just on Prozac. It's all over the place. 17 miles an hour, blowing in. Yesterday was blowing out. We had, 11 runs? 64 degrees, 11% humidity. What do we do? Because the wind was real yesterday. It wasn't a mental math whiz. Yeah. So, okay, do we go oppo on this? 17 miles an hour. Ice, you're hilarious. Yeah, this one's tough, man. Total of 11. That under is very real. All right. White Sox and the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks minus 156 the money line. Total of 9. Davis Martin on the mound for Chicago. Michael Soroka on the mound for Arizona. All right, so you don't have to worry about weather in this one. White Sox mashing. Diamondbacks can rake. What do we think? That 9 is a big number, though. I'd feel a whole lot better at 8. Prince, live bet alert, Serbia Super League, Radnicki Javor. First half goal plus 150. Quarter of a unit. There we go. Appreciate that big time. Yeah, I don't hate runs here, but I can't ask you to get 10. Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers minus 163 in the money line. Total of 7. All right, so you have 2 studs pitching. Tyler Glasnow for L.A., Logan Webb, San Francisco. Wind 3.5 miles an hour blowing out to right center. 60 miles an hour. 60 degrees, 77% humidity. 77%. Look, this is a good day. It's not overwhelming. It's not, hey, we all need to go rush and bet a bunch of home runs. It's not that. But, dude, it's a nice day in the Bay. Yeah, 60 miles an hour. I know. What would you be more excited about? Betting a game with 60 mile an hour winds blowing out or 60 mile an hour winds blowing in and having the under? Yeah, John. You talking about Arizona? Yeah. All right. So, yeah, the question is the Dodgers. Are they going to hit? That goose egg yesterday, 0? Not good. Don't need that. So, I'm going to find out, man. But again, I mean, we saw on the hitter report, Max Muncy, Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, you got dudes everywhere. So, are you going to get the Dodgers to hit or not? All right, here's the other. Let's ask the same question. Yankees or the Red Sox? Yankees, minus 149 on the money line, total of 8. The Yankees just going to win all these games 4-0. Cam Schlittler on the mound for New York. Peyton Tolley on the mound for Boston. I do not know much on young Peyton here. What do we do? The Red Sox aren't hitting, and that's not new. 10 miles an hour blowing in from left center. 56 degrees, 25% humidity. That's a total of 8. I mean, has anybody just been betting unders? And we had the wind blowing out the last 2 games. It's blowing in now. So, if you're looking at this total, it scares me. I'm not sure what to do, but if you're betting on what's happening, the under. Because AB, I have a general baseball question. If your home field is a home run friendly ballpark, do you build your team around pitching or around hitting? Genuine question. That is a great question. And I give you an answer. So we could use Tennessee on this. All right. That's a great question because this topic of conversation comes up a lot. All right. Tennessee's field, talk about college, very short. right? Georgia's built the same way. Now, it leads to hitting, obviously. But here's the thing. You lean to pitching because the other teams are hitting on that short porch as well. So the interesting part is that you build yourself off of pitching, right? I don't know if that's the correct answer, but that's generally where they try to go. Now, watch Georgia. Maybe the answer is just mashing, to be honest with you. That's a great question. A great question, man. Now, the answer obviously is going to be you want the nice blend of everything, right? But that doesn't make the question fun. – 105 years of baseball says pitching. My heart says hitting. Yeah. But that's a great question. I'm telling you, man, that conversation has gone around the state of Tennessee for years. That exact question. What do you do? How would you build it? If you were building a park, right? Say you were the GM or you're the AD of your favorite college baseball team, and you got to design a brand new park on campus, beautiful, state of the art. What would you do? You put it 305 on the sides, home runs flying out. You gonna build a monster? You gonna make it deep? Yeah, it's an interesting question because at college you have the ability to mess around with it, you know? Yeah, great question there. All right, so yeah, I mean, with hitting, come back to hitting. You just haven't had runs here, so I don't have a strong look other than if you've just betting under, great job. Twins and the Mets. Look at the Mets. They finally won. The Mets got them a dub. They won 3-2. So that 1.5 burned us in the afternoon show. All right. Did the Mets win 2 in a row? In the words of Lou Brown from Major League, it has happened before. Joe Ryan on the mound for Minnesota. Christian Scott on the mound for New York. Total of 7.5. City Field, 11.5 blowing in. 68 degrees, 30% humidity. What do you do? Twins are favored here. Is anybody riding the Mets? Is anybody riding the under? 3-2 could very much happen again. Ice, it's Joe Ryan Day, baby. Let's go. Lou Brown. He was the best, man. For Major League, the coach. Major League's a perfect movie. All right, Pirates and the Rangers. Rangers minus 163 on the money line. I got a guy on the other line about some white walls. I'll get back to you. What are you talking about? This is your chance to coach in the major leagues. He's working at Tire World. It was like, I don't know. I'll get back to you. Total of 8. Bubba Chandler on the mound for Pittsburgh. Bubba Chandler sounds like he would have been in Major League. Rick, is Tennessee drafting the running back from Notre Dame tonight? I think so. Jeremiah Love, I believe so. Now, the question is, does he get taken at 3? I don't know. But if Love is there at 4, he's coming to Nashville. I'm already working on his condo. No, I'm kidding. But no, he's coming to Nashville for sure. I think if he's there at 4. Because, look, the Titans have a lot of things going on. All right? Let me shift off real quick. Titans have a lot of things going on. Drafted a rookie quarterback last year. We got a brand new head coach at Robert Saleh. They're building a brand new stadium, which is going to open next year. They're not selling a lot of tickets on those. The season tickets have not been selling very well here in the state of Tennessee. Jeremiah Love, if they can't draft a quarterback, they're going to draft somebody that's popular. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to sell some tickets. Somebody's going to sell some jerseys. Now, Jeremiah Love can absolutely play. I am not saying that they're going to draft him based off of that alone, but it helps. You know what I mean? And especially here, at least in this market, they like running the football. So I think it's going to be Jeremiah. Sorry, the question is he going to be there at 4? Right? I think that's the big deal. Is he going to be there at 4? But he's a heck of a running back, man. Wherever he goes, can't wait to see him. All right, so yeah, Bubba Chandler could absolutely be in Major League, 100%. He's throwing gas. Jacob deGrom, he's throwing gas. Let's go. This is going to be a fun game. I think you're going to get runs here. Now, you don't have to worry about the weather. Not gonna involve it. You have been getting hits. These two teams are hitting the baseball, man. I don't hate this over at all. Now, the pitching matchup's good, but if you're looking to steal one today, this could be it. And you could do it two ways. You could look at the 8 and you could bet it at minus 105, 95-cent return on the dollar, solid. And you have push insurance built in. 5-3, you push, get your money back. Or you could go 7.5. Now that's probably minus 140, right? But if you want 8 to be a win, you can certainly do it. It's gonna be a fun game. All right. So back to home runs. Shohei Ohtani plus 275. Are the Dodgers going to hit? That's the question. Bryce Harper plus 350. They've been going. Brandon Lowe, they've been going plus 350. Rafael Devers, yeah, Giants been hitting. Not a ton, but been going. And then Ian Happ at plus 630. Again, check on Brandon Lowe in regards to starting lineups today. Yeah. All right. What's next in the grab bag of sports? Oh, the NBA. All right. Okay, let me pull the banner down for just a second. Let's set up what we have for tonight. Okay. Well, we can see it now. Sorry. I'm a dumb. Knicks at the Hawks. Series tied 1-1. Knicks, 1.5-point favorites. Total of 216.5. What do you think? Where do you go? I'm concerned about the Knicks here. I want to bet them. I think they're the better team. I think they should be. But man, this first one on the road scares me. Is anybody taking the Hawks plus 1.5? Is anybody alternating these spreads or totals? Total of 216.5. So what do we have to do to get there? If you're betting the over 110, 107. Big DG, good to see you, bro. I like the Hawks, but that small line scares me. Yeah, man. Like, that's the scary part. I'm right there with you, dude. And man, it's good to see you. I'm right there with you because I dig the Hawks in this spot. But man, 1.5 is not much to play around with. Yeah, Jeff, Hawks fan, go Hawks. There we go. Yeah, look, man, I think it's going to be a great game. Ice DG, my boy. Yes, sir. Oh, DG, it's great to see you, man. All right, so yeah, that's game one. If anybody has a prop they're looking at, let me know. What do you think? All right, game number 2. Cavs at the Raptors. Okay, Cavs lead this series 2-0. Pivotal spot here for Toronto. There is no larger of a must-win that they've had all season than right now. Because if they lose this game, then they really have a must-win scenario or the season's over. So if you're Toronto, you're going all out. All out in this game. Now, you gotta execute on those shots, right? Like, you've got to do all these things. It's easy to say we have to win, but you have to actually go out there and do it. There's a reason why you're down 2-0. This is exactly why I want to go James Harden. Threes. Donovan Mitchell, I'm all for Mitchell in everything. Scotty Barnes, same deal. But I want to go to Harden because I think they're going to need him. And I think they're going to use him. We know he's not afraid to shoot. We've got him over 2.5 threes. All right. He averages 3.1 a game this season. Now, obviously, I understand, got traded and all that, but still, I think it's a good spot for Harden here. So I'm going to roll it there. Is anybody going Cleveland 2.5 and saying, hey, I'm not even gonna entertain anything else other than the Cavs dominating? I get it. Yeah, Adam, you going Cavs 2.5? Yep. Totally get it, man. Totally get it. All right, Nuggets and the Timberwolves. So what do we do here? Series tied 1-1. All right, Nuggets 2.5-point favorites. Total of 233.5. All right, so we have first. Okay, so first we have Nikola Jokic. All right, over 1.5 threes at -125. Jokic, he averages right there at 2. He doesn't shoot a ton of them. Not as many as maybe 3-4 years ago. Right? But I think they're going to need him tonight. I think they're going to need it. Because Minnesota winning game 2, now going back home, that place is going to be on fire. It's going to be rocking, man. It's going to be an awesome basketball game. So the Nuggets 2.5-point favorites, total of 233.5. Large total here. And look at the total in the Cavs Raptors as well, 221.5. So you're looking at 117, 115, 233.5. You're looking at, man, 118, 116. Is anybody rolling unders? I'm going player props here. Adam, Nuggets need to play a little defense. Agreed. And I'll say this, if they don't, it's why I kind of dig Jokic threes. I mean, I like it in any scenario, but Minnesota's not going to be afraid to run away with this thing if the Nuggets are laissez-faire on defense, right? So, again, game 3 in playoff formats, very pivotal game. It's, look at Prince, nailed it. Goal, look at it, drilled it. Radnick, another one. Shout out if you tell the live bet in the chat, first half goal plus 150. You guys are smoking it, dude. Great job, man. God, great job, Prince. You crushed those, dude. All right, so yeah. Nice. Look at it. Look, that's awesome. Tail. Oh, that's great, dude. Prince, thank you, bro. Yeah, so I'm going to go Harden on threes. I'm going to go Jokic on threes. Low attainable numbers. We don't have to, we don't need a ton to get there. What do you think? What player props you guys got? If a Fred go about to catch weekday wagers, absolutely catch them. 100%. Support our dogs. Let's go. All right. Yeah, I think threes is the way to go. I think. All right, give me Harden. Give me Jokic. Harden over 2.5. Jokic over 1.5. All right, keep dropping those in if you have any. for sure. All right. Alabama and Tennessee. Okay. College baseball. Tennessee minus 135 on the money line. Alabama, here's the dangerous part. Alabama, you got to figure Alabama out, and you got to figure Tennessee out. And that'll make a sane man crazy. Alabama not entering playing well, but that makes them dangerous because they're in the exact same spot. They need to keep collecting wins. Tennessee, all over the map. All over the map. But they're going to have to hit. They're going to have to hit. And I think that they've probably reached a point where they realize you're just going to have to be aggressive at all times. Good pitching. I'm fascinated where this total is going to be. But I'm going to roll with Tennessee here. And if anybody's saying AB, look, I love you, but there's no chance I'm betting on it. I understand. I certainly understand. All right, I'm going to roll it. I'm going to pair it with Arkansas. Now, you could play it by itself if you want to. If you're like, because, my God, what would it be if Tennessee gets the win and Arkansas loses? How frustrating would that be? So there's risk. If you want to avoid the risk at all, like, just, I get it. I get it. Big Doug, good to see you, man. Good morning, DTL fam. Cavs minus 2.5. Donovan Mitchell over 8.5 points and assists. I got it at the Hard Rock. Beautiful look, man. Doug, I like that, bro. Tony, AB, are we getting a 20 this week on the totals? Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to have some 20s in college baseball. Yeah, over-unders. And you know we're going unders. Boxcar, hey, good to see you, man. I think we see a different dog out of Aaron Gordon tonight. Big on boards, big on second chance points. There we go. I think that's a great look. Great look. Yep. It's definitely like going through each 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, yeah. I'm with you. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. So Alabama and Tennessee. I'm going to roll with Tennessee in the money line here. North Carolina and Duke. You have to keep me away. North Carolina won 2. They took 2 out of 3 from Georgia Tech. Also, by the way, in your feeds, college baseball preview for week 11 for this weekend. We went through all of these teams, these series, taking a look at home run leaders, all of that stuff. So go check that video out. It's like 20 minutes, man. Real quick. It's a lot of good information. So North Carolina, minus 560 on the money line, obviously. All right. They are feeling it. What are they, ranked 3rd in the country? Yeah. But it's a rivalry, and Duke's just good enough to hit you if you're overlooking them. That's the big question with North Carolina. Is North Carolina ready to attack and go? And I think they will, but minus 560, I mean, that's the tough part, is that you have to pay out the rear for it. Arkansas, Missouri. Arkansas minus 375. All right, so we're back in playable land here in terms of money line prices. Yeah, so Arkansas is as must win as it gets. We got about 4 weekends left of college baseball. Okay. So Arkansas is elite, good, not good. Like, they're all over the place too. That said, though, Missouri is not a great team. And Arkansas on a Thursday, i.e. a Friday, game 1s, right? If Arkansas loses this game, again, I'm not putting the entire season on one, but this team, I don't know where they're going to go. But the thing with them is this, is that at the end of this season, there are going to be big decisions made one way or the other. This program is not going to be the same. So, and they all know it. Everyone, the Dave Van Horn included. Doesn't mean he's going to be gone. I don't know what's going to happen, but if there were a manager that needed a game one win, oh heavens, it is here. BYU and Arizona. Arizona minus 154 on the money line. Okay. Going back to Arkansas real quick. What I'm getting at, Arkansas needs to get. We can't ask people to go in and sweep. All right, that's a stupid. It's not easy to do, but you absolutely need to win 2 out of 3 in this one, and 3 out of 3 would be very nice, right? Like that's the mentality. Got to be going, man. Got to have your heads screwed on. We got to be prepared. All right, BYU and Arizona. So Arizona's favored here. I'm not betting them. I like runs, though. What's this total going to be? 14.5, probably? Probably. All right, that's college baseball. That's all we have. So you have 4 games. Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Duke, Arkansas, Missouri, BYU, and Arizona. Or at least that's what I have in regards to betting it. All right, so going back to the draft. All right, and then we'll close out, get out of here. So the number 2 overall pick, minus 135, David Bailey. Arvell Reese, plus 105, Jeremiah Love, plus 8,000, by the way. So, yeah. What do you think? John, call the Hogs. Dude, Woo Pig Suey is awesome. Arkansas is a cool place. All right, so David Bailey. Is that the pick at number 2? Barring a trade, barring craziness, is Bailey, right? Big Prince live bet alert. One more for the road. Cameroon, PL, Victoria, Dynamo. Seychelles, PL, Saint Michel, St. Louis. First half goal parlay plus 130. That was tough to read. Just go smash it. Yeah. Nice job. Oh, Prince, you're the man. All right. So that's number 2. Bailey at 135. Is that the play? Number 3, Reese plus 165. Jeremiah Love plus 180. The question here is what happened at number 2? And where do we go? Because if Bailey doesn't go at 2, I don't think he's going at 3. But is Reese going at 2? Is Reese going at 2 and Love going at 3? Right? It's tough. Cyclone, you going Reese at number 2? Tizzle, Carnell Tate, first wide receiver, minus 130. There we go. Mansour, top 10, minus 135. Yeah. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4. And again, I apologize. I know this text is tough to read. Should have cut it off there halfway through and expanded. You're dumb, AB. Producer notes on this one. I'll get better for the next show. But number 4, Jeremiah Love plus 130. Love's going 3 or 4, right? Tony Prince just put that up. Maybe to read. Oh man. Tina, I don't know why these books make it so hard to find soccer teams. Yeah, I know. It's tough. And, the difficult part, too, is that every book is different. So it's like I'll learn one, like with the soccer, and then I'll try to bet, like, another book. And it's completely different, And I'm like, oh, my goodness. Yeah. There's so many teams. That's why Prince, yeah. You, Brad, like, I don't know how you guys do it with soccer. Like, the NFL feels difficult with 32 teams. You have 260,000 of them. Tizzle, how desperate do teams get for Ty Simpson, buddy? Somebody's going to. Ty Simpson fits that mold of an NFL quarterback, right? Looks the part. He's gonna crush interviews, all that stuff. I like Ty Simpson. Now, how high does his talent reach in the NFL? Feels like a Ryan Tannehill, but maybe less athletic. And I'm only saying that because Tannehill was a wide receiver. Ryan Tannehill is super athletic. And I'm not saying that Ty Simpson isn't, but somebody's going to. Because I assure you, Ty Simpson, his dad being an athletic director, I assure you, Ty Simpson crushed all interviews. All the little stuff. You know what I mean? He's going to make it very, very easy for one team to grab. And look, I like Ty Simpson. He's a good quarterback, man. He got better. Alabama is not an easy place to play. That phone call is coming from the inside. You know what I mean? Like that fan base is not the easiest fan base to play in front of. They're supportive for sure, and he got better and went through it and didn't complain. Worked hard. I like Ty Simpson, but yeah, man, like we start talking about in the first round. Prince, AB, what do my Bears need to do in the draft tonight? General question, but any thoughts? All right, so look, another good question, and we'll end the show here. But yeah, all right, so okay, let's think about the Bears. Let me pull this up. Sorry, just so I can have some text on the screen. What? Okay. What do you do? Do you focus on offense or defense first? I mean, I like where this Bears team is at. Here's the thing. The Bears could go in any direction, and I wouldn't complain about it. You know what I mean? If you were going to go out, look, my default is offensive line. It's very difficult to find. The numbers are not in your favor, and boy, does it help. Right? And it protects everything. Protects your biggest investment. Get the run game going too. The Bears are in a great spot because you could go anywhere. And, I say it as there's two ways when you say like he can go anywhere. Like the Titans can go anywhere because they need everything, right? But the Bears could go anywhere because you're a good team and an elite talent at any position is going to fit right in. You know what I mean? Because you're going to go from good at that position spot to elite at that position spot. And you can afford to do it too. Young coach, young quarterback, vibes are good. Dude, the Bears are going to have themselves an offensive draft. I've got a feeling. Now, what you also kind of want to do is, and look, knock on wood, we talk about sports betting being difficult. Look, the NFL draft is difficult as well. And you got to take swings, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. If I'm the Bears, pause. What I want is a first-round pick that's ready to go day one and is going to make this team better, right? I want somebody, and position, you name it. You can convince me on a lot of different ones, right? But what you want is a day one guy ready to go. Not saying he has to come out and be perfect. There's going to be learning curves for any position, for sure. It's the NFL, right? But if you're the Bears saying, all right, where do we want to get elite? What do we have? I look to offensive line, but again, it's difficult to find. The numbers are not in your favor, supply and demand. The Bears could be as good as they want to be. Yeah. They're very, very, they're set up nicely. Yeah. All right, let me get the picks up here, and we'll bounce out. All right. Sorry, we have like 100 slides. All right, here we go. Phillies, Cubs, both teams score 3+ runs, minus 125. Tennessee college baseball money line paired with Arkansas money line college baseball plus 120. Nikola Jokic over 1.5 threes minus 125. James Harden over 2.5 threes minus 135. There we go. All right. It's going to be a good day. We're in Roku City here on the TV. All right. We'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central to break down everything left for the draft tonight. NBA playoffs, player props, college baseball, even Major League Baseball, you name it. 3 p.m. Eastern here. Check out the college baseball video. It's in your feeds now. Lots of good information. Till then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you soon. Thanks. Who's got it better than us? No!